Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel 2. So for this video, this is part 2 of my video series where I discuss the top 5 reasons why sampling is ruining music. So for this video, of course, with it being part 2, I'm going to discuss the solution that can be done as an alternative to sampling, okay? So if you're interested in knowing what's an alternative to making music more easy and quicker without having a sample, then watch this video in order to find out, okay? So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to, of course, this video being part 2, and I'm gonna give an explanation on the best way to make music without sampling, with the main appeal, of course, of sampling and making music quick and easier. This video is gonna consist of explaining how to do it with, in a way without, of course, having to do that shit. So, which brings up the question of what exactly I'm talking about. Well, what I'm talking about when it comes to alternatives to sampling is what I refer to as note combinations mixture, okay? Or in other words, the best way to describe it is the note variation method, okay? Which I actually have a piece of paper right here to show exactly what I mean by it, okay? As you can see here, of course, with this piece of paper, of course, right here, this is it. You can even pause the video if you want to see it, okay? In greater detail, okay? So you can, of course, learn from it, okay? So what exactly is the note variation method, okay? Well, the note variation method consists of the idea, which is based on how music works, which is that since all music, no matter how complex or this and that, because some people claim, oh, rock is so much more complex, jazz is so much more complex, and classical music, blah, 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 it's more complex than rap sucks and stuff. But whatever your musical taste is and your preferences, one thing is for certain: music that we live in, literally every song, not just now, but throughout history, is literally only at the very most 2 bars long, okay? Every song you can imagine, no matter how complex it is, whether it can be something from Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, the most complex music like that, or even beyond your imagination, for whatever's been composed on this planet, all of it is just 2 bars long. All they do is that they change up the variation of it, okay, over time, okay, to be quite honest. So that's all they do. Literally every song at the most is 2 bars long. Just they change up the like I said, as they keep on repeating the same 2 bars over and over again, they just change up the sound of it gradually, okay? With, of course, one of the things that they do, when they do that, of course, is use different note lengths. So, of course, through that, it brings it back to, of course, what I'm discussing here, is learning how to make your own song easier, okay? Because the thing is, when you look at music, okay, really all of music can be summed up into all these fundamental categories: whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, 32nd notes, 64th notes, with pretty much music today only going up to 16th notes in terms of the smallest note length, okay? So pretty much to sum it up, it's really only 5 you have to focus on: whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes, pretty much, okay? So when it comes to helping you learn how to make your own music quicker without having to use sampling, all you really have to do is, with this demonstration I have right here, is just create your own combinations, okay? Like you might start off with a quarter note here, okay? For this, you might start off with another quarter note here. You might start off with maybe like between this, of course, 2 eighth notes, 1 quarter note. Again, whatever. You just create your own combinations, okay? Because pretty much there's only really 5 note lengths that you pretty much have to think about anyway. There's 32nd note and a 64th note you don't have to think about, okay? There's really only 5 note lengths you have to think about: whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, and 16th note, okay? That's all you have to think about. I just experiment with creating your own note combinations and just create it. That's all you really have to do, okay? Like, to give an example with the beat example, the note example, I gave just now, okay? The quarter note, 2 eighth notes, and a quarter note. It would sound like something like this. Da, 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 Like you see, like that just now, that sound I gave just now, that's an example of what the pattern I came up with just now would be. Okay, that's all you really have to do to make your own music. And when it comes to 2 bars, you know, the 2 bars, like I said, every song is pretty much just 2 bars of an idea. You just come up with something after that. Okay, so you might start off with like duh, 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 duh. And for the second bar, after the first bar, you go like duh, 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 like that. Right there, that's all you really have to do to make your own music, okay? And you can experiment with different note lengths over time, and over time, it eventually becomes easier and more efficient to create it. You just have to practice, okay? And of course, the way you would practice. But yeah, like I was saying just now, in all honesty, okay, to be quite blunt and honest with you, the example I just gave us now, you know, you just, to continue on with what I was saying, you just simply experiment and just create your own note combinations, okay? Which of course you do by visualizing your head, okay? Just try to visualize an idea and come up with something, okay? The best way to probably get started would just be maybe just visualize a quarter note. Like think, okay, this is a quarter note. What kind of melody could I make for 2 bars that starts as a quarter note? Okay, you might come up with a quarter note pattern that goes like duh, 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 duh for the first bar, and then off with something for the second bar like duh, 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 duh. Like I don't know, you get the point. Like the second bar ends is the same, but for the last section of the second bar, it's 4 eighth notes or something. Okay, the point is to simplify things. If you're confused, which I wouldn't be surprised if you are, you know. Besides, this is a new idea. I came up with myself, so I can imagine people might be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You know. But the point is, just simply use note lengths to create your own combinations, and create enough combinations with just the 2 bar thing right there, in order to help you come up with as many ideas you can come up with. And once you come up with as many ideas you can come up with, you can literally, you know, make any song anytime you want, because literally every combination you could have thought of, you already created. So that's pretty much about it. And when it comes to, of course, making a beat, you can, of course, layer, of course, one pattern, one note combination pattern with another one beneath it and another one beneath it. Okay, which songs in music today really consists of really just 4 instruments. It's literally just 4 instruments at the most. Even for the most complex music, like orchestral and stuff, it's really just 4 instruments they play at the same time. It's just that they play a lot of instruments at the same time, which actually literally all fall in a few main categories to give the illusion it's a lot more complex than it is. But in reality, literally all of music throughout human history till now, at the most, there's only 4 instruments playing simultaneously. Okay, so that should help answer your question of alternative to, of course, do a sampling. You know, so you don't have to sample. You can make your music quicker and easier. And it's going to make your music quicker and easier. You don't even need to use samples. Okay, and when it comes to, of course, like the other point about sampling, people say sampling makes it easier for people to make a song people like. That's a good point. But I think that's an outdated way of thinking. Maybe decades ago, it might have made more sense, okay, because we have the knowledge we have now, you know, and stuff. But in today's world, of course, no shit. To be quite blunt and honest with you, okay, to speak the honest truth here, you know, we've obviously developed, and nowadays I think you can kind of get an idea of what people are gonna like and what people are not gonna like. Whether it comes down to the type of instruments you use, and even just the types of sounds you can use. Okay, we've come a long way since then. We, like, for example, everyone knows that the 1-5-6-4 is the most popular, if not one of the most popular chord progressions, and you can just observe what people are gonna like. You could just listen to what other songs that are popular and kind of get an idea of what it's gonna be. Okay, so that era's kind of done. Needing a sample to kind of give an idea of for the person who's making the music, of what other people are gonna like. You could just observe and just create your own variation of it. So to answer your question, there's no need for sampling, no matter how you look at it. As not only is it for the first points I made or more like the points I made for the first video, just simply put it, there is an alternative to sampling that obviously can make it easier to make music without having a sample, and of course without dealing with the headaches of actually sampling. So in short, that is the truth, okay? That's my solution of what you can do if you want to make music and don't have to sample. So anyway, this is my video. This is off to say. Simply put it, I hope you enjoyed this video. And just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And simply put, I'm out. So bye.